This is about adding a Nat Pop. I've got a spot in here where it would make sense.
Some of the world's best flyers master their craft, including the incredibly dangerous triple somersault.
This would be a spot where it would make sense to add Nat sound. I've got sound up here, and I marked an in and out point up in the viewer here of the speaker actually saying 1, 2, 3 to count out the Nat Pops. I'll hit Shift backslash to play that. Okay, so I want to add that in. I'm going to just go ahead and delete that existing B-roll there. So I want this to start right here,
Some of the world's best flyers master their craft.
right after it says master the craft.
Flyers master their craft.
So right there, I need to cut this to move it over. I'm going to use the blade tool, which is B, and watch the cursor. B turns it into a blade, and I can cut that and make a big mark there. So now I've got the place where I can insert it. I'm going to hit A to get back to my arrow tool. And instead of hitting F10, which would overwrite that stuff, I'm just going to hit F9, and it'll put the in to the out down into this track here. But I need to put it on a different track than I normally would, because I'm going to overlap some stuff here. So I'm going to move A2, which is where this was captured from. This wasn't captured ideally. Ideally, this should have been captured using a wireless mic. Should have put a lav mic on Maureen while she was speaking and get that Nat sound of her. Then it would sound good. But this is all I got to work with in this, so I'm going to use it. So instead of hitting F10, I'm going to hit F9 and see how that moves track 2 over, moves everything else over to the right, and leaves a space in here. Now I can drag this part out and drag this part out. I'm also going to drag a little bit to the right before that. And that gives me an overlap here so that this can work. So right now, it's kind of...
Where some of the world's best flyers master their craft.
1, 2, 3.
Including the incredibly dangerous triple somersault. Where
Now she's talking too loud over the voice track, so I want to bring that down a little bit before where the Nat Pop starts and a little bit after where the Nat Pop starts. So in order to do that, I have to do rubber band editing. So I'm going to go over here to where my little rubber band looking thing kind of looks like mountains. I'm going to click that and see how it adds that pink line here now. I'm also going to make this bigger. It'll make it easier if I make the tracks taller. It'll make it easier for me to get in there and do that. So I'm going to do that down here. See, it gets a little bit bigger. And if I click on the tallest one, it gets a little bit bigger still. Okay, so I'm going to put my playhead right here where his voice track starts back up. And I'm going to mark a keyframe right before and right after. To get that, I'm going to need the pen tool, which if I hit Option, it changes my cursor into a little pen tool. So I'm going to go before and after. And I'm going to do the same thing over here on this side. Do one before.
Zach,
Oops.
I don't know about you.
And
but I'm feeling 22.
after. Okay, now I can just take my regular arrow tool and drag that down about -18. It doesn't have to be exactly precise. -19, 17, doesn't matter.
where some of the world's best flyers master their craft.
1, 2, 3.
Including the incredibly dangerous triple somersault.
I'm going to normalize this. Control N to -12. I want to be sure not to normalize this to -30, because then it would be really quiet. -12, and hit OK. Now I can play it back.
Sanderson Street. It was this barn where some of the world's best flyers master their craft.
1, 2, 3.
Including the incredibly dangerous triple somersault, where a flyer would do 3 full rotations in the air before being caught. Mark Schmidt talks about the importance of informed.
Okay, so that seems to make more sense right there, right? Okay. I can also look at...
At 1201 East Emerson Street. It was this barn where some of the world's...
Maybe
It was this barn where...
I might even look at starting that video a little bit before that, so we can see a little bit more before he actually starts to make the flip. I'm gonna put my playhead where I think I want it to go. Now I'm gonna click right on the transition here. See, I had how I hovered over my regular arrow turns into two-directional arrow to tell me that I'm getting both directions here. Just click on that, and then I hit E on the keyboard. E is for extend, and it'll extend that video backwards. So now,
Nice ministerial.
It was this barn where some of the world's best flyers mastered their craft.
1,
Hey, our signal is frozen again, and I'm gonna go fix it. See you later.
okay, so that was it, and I'm sure you heard Laura just talking in the background, but that was part of how we add in the Nat Pop. It's a lot easier if you do the Nat Pops while you're editing, but if you go back after you're done editing and you see that you've got a spot where you need a Nat Pop, that's how you add it. All right.